Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name's Chris and this is Restoration Rescue. So in this week's video, what we're going to be doing is trying to get some of these braces out of the hood so we can start seeing the damage and start working on some rust repair. So what we need to do first is we need to whip out and grind down some of the metal around the edges so that I can see where our spot welds are, so I can drill them out and I can drop the pan or the front one at the least and get started on figuring out where we need to do some body work. So as you can see, it popped up and this is now disconnected. So what we did is we pilot drilled the hole and then we used a special drill bit, which is right here on the end of this, where it just digs out that spot weld and pretty much cuts it in half. So now we're gonna go ahead and pilot drill all of the holes. Then we're gonna come back, we're gonna hit them all with that, and we're gonna drop out this front brace, get this ground down, get this repaired, and hopefully get to working on getting all of the front end back together today. So now what we're going to do is we're going to get in here and start on our body work. So we have a lot of good metal here. So I am going to cut it here and go up pretty wide. And I'm going to try and make a square piece so I can do a little bit of bending up here and just kind of peel it back and peel it away. So we have some good metal that's right here, so there's really no need to cut into that. I'm going to cut as long as I can along this line to keep it away from having to take more of the interior support away. But what we're going to do now is I'm going to take out my grinder and a cutting wheel and cut down and cut across so that I can get into this inner structure that we have this huge hole that you can see right through. You can see my eye right through there. So let's go ahead, start grinding and cutting this away. I might not cut too deep as I only want to get in to see what I need to do and see what I need to repair for this inner panel. So I might not go all the way. I might come in here and cut and get in here so I can see what I need to So as you can see, we have cut out a large amount of metal, and now it's time to start rebuilding it. So we found part of the old cab parts uh, that we didn't use for extra metal. There was one that had a pretty nice curve on it already, and we were able to size it up to this piece right here. So now it's time to weld in. We're probably going to have to put a score down here so I can bend it and kind of slice in here so that I can bend it and bend it over so that we can make this panel here. I have to do some work in here, but right now I have this because otherwise this whole panel pops out. So we don't have much on this to go. We're going to have to build some of the outer panel. As you can see, I have ground this back a little bit. Nothing too crazy. It's going to look all right, but first we need to put this panel in. So we're going to go ahead, hop in here, and do some welding. So we have this panel in where it needs to be. It's very flush up here, which is nice. So that is going to fit well underneath our cover. So now we just have these two panels to make. So it's going to be probably three because I'm going to cut it here, into here, and then into here, as well as it going up at the same time. I do have to look at the other side a couple times to make sure it looks good. We have already made a panel for this side for the next piece, which fits in pretty well. So I'm almost ready to weld it in. Just got to do a little bit of fabrication, maybe bring it up just a little bit so that it's flush and perfect. And then we're going to build another piece here. So I may build one across once this is all in, and then build panels in to make it flush. And then we'll jump outside and weld in a brand new outer piece so we can get rid of that rust hole and make this side look pretty good. We still have a lot to do as that. I looked at the front piece as well. That looks really, really, really bad. So we're going to need a lot of rust repair on that. I'm planning on taking out that entire brace, unlike this side. But let's go ahead, continue to weld, and worry about this so that we can get this situated and looking good before we jump over there. So now what's left after we got all this done and the inside done is just knocking out the outside, which shouldn't be too terrible. We have a little bit of body work that we're going to have to do when it's done. Just a little pulling out right here, not a big deal. And just tidying things up. Up here, I need to pull this up just a tad and re-weld it. So we're going to start knocking this out. You might not get as much video just because I'm running out of battery on my phone. But we are making a lot of progress here today. We have torched this thing. We have made this thing look amazing. We built a whole new panel ourselves. And we are really coming along. So let's go ahead and keep working. And we're going to try and get this up a little bit as well as make a new panel. So we have gotten that pretty much where it needs to be. We have a hole still. And the reason for that is I want to go get some rust reformer and spray it down in there. However, we have run out of time. So it's been quite a busy week. It's been quite a busy week here in the garage. We have torn apart this. We have created a new panel and we made it look pretty good. So it is pretty lined up. We just have to put this little patch back in, which patching we've done a million times, and we probably do that off camera. Next week, though, we're going to try and get out here early and take this whole front part off of the hood, and then we will come back and start trying to fix the holes. So we have a bunch of holes all over this thing, but we're making this go away one hole at a time. So the passenger side, or sorry, what would be the driver's side is actually pretty together for the back half. So we just need to grind away some old ugly paint and a little bit of rust and get this painted. The front obviously needs a lot of work, and the driver's side, you see what, or the passenger side, you see what we've done here today. So that is going to be a wrap for today's video. We have a little bit more work to do out here. I know you saw me hit it with a hammer a couple times to get it straight in here, and that's because the normal curve of the hood. But again, that's a wrap for today's video. We'll see you next Saturday when we're back out here working on the 63, and we'll see you next week.